This is going to be your 100% Shiny Wild Zone 4 guide in Pokemon Legends ZA. I'll be showing you all the tricks and methods on how to catch every single Shiny Pokemon in Wild Zone 4, which will help you fully complete your Shiny Pokédex. So never miss out by hitting the subscribe button and notification bell. And now let's get you some Shiny Pokemon. Now, Wild Zone 4 is actually a cemetery, and as you can see, we are perfectly in the theme of the cemetery hut. Wild Zone 4 is unlocked at the start of the game, and you could go immediately to it when you have free roam. However, it will not turn nighttime in the game unless you complete main mission number 5. So once you do that, you then can sit on benches and change the time from day to night, which is going to be really important for the zone. The Pokemon that we'll be hunting in the zone are Ghastly, Spinarak, Patrat, Honedge, Ekans, Spupa. And there are also some bonus shiny Pokemon that will appear around the area as we do different methods like Kakuna, Weedle, Trubbish, or even Fletchling. Now, Wild Zone 4 has one fixed shiny alpha Pokemon, and that is going to be this big Spinarak. If you want to unlock random alpha Pokemon spawns in this zone, you need to complete Mabel's request, which is surveying Wild Zone 4, or pretty much just catch every Pokemon at least once in that specific zone. For full shiny dex completionist, you're going to need 3 Gastly. One that evolves into Haunter at level 25, and then the Haunter has to be traded to evolve into Gengar. Just make sure to get that Gengar back from whoever you traded to. You're going to need 2 Patrats, one to keep and one to evolve into Watchog at level 20. 3 Honedge to get your Dual Blade at level 35, and Dual Blade is going to evolve into Aegislash when given a Dusk Stone. You're going to need 2 Ekans, one to keep as Ekans and one to evolve at Arbok at level 22, 2 Spinarak so you can evolve one into Ariados at level 22, and 2 Spupa since Spupa can also evolve into Vivian at level 12. Now, there are 3 methods we'll be using for the zone: the fast travel method, the run and reset method, and the door method. Yes, there's a door method, but it's not as OP as the Wild Zone 3 one, and we'll get to that one later. The first method is going to be the fast travel one, and to do fast travel, all you have to do is just hover over your map, just like this, and click on the Wild Zone number 4. That's it. Now, what's going to happen is that when you do a fast travel, all the Pokemon spawns within 50 meters is going to completely cycle. What that means is you should go ahead and drop down a pin marker exactly where you are. So we dropped one right there, and let's walk inside of the zone so we can see, what's the range where Pokemon can exactly cycle. So we're going to keep going all the way down, and you can see that right about here is your 50-meter mark. So Pokemon that spawn within this area are pretty much going to be the ones that are going to get shinies or have a chance at being shinies when you are doing specifically these resets. Here we go. So you kind of get the idea, which means Pokemon that are further beyond that area, so let's just say like maybe this Gastly, he won't be spawning in, and the Spinda down here, they won't be spawning. So exactly, you see where Dormez is, Bien Cemetery? It's pretty much that line is where the Pokemon are going to spawn, and anything else after that, you're not going to load them in or cycle those Pokemon because you're too far from the fast travel point. So I hope that makes sense to you. Now, besides just the Pokemon that are going to be located within Wild Zone 4, this fast travel method might also spawn some other shinies not in Wild Zone 4. And what do I mean by that? So whenever you keep doing this, like I said, you're refreshing Pokemon 50 meters away, but there are also Pokemon around this area, and you're like, what Pokemon possibly could be here? Well, there is a Weedle up in this tree, and there's also Kakunas that can spawn. In fact, here's some footage of a shiny actually appearing in this tree. How do we know this happens? Well, we put a marker down there, and you can see that we are within 50 meters of where we were. Not only was that a spot, but if we go face the Wild Zone directly and go down this street here, there is also a chance of a Fletchling showing up on this pole over here that could possibly be shiny. So make sure to check this pole too. Here's a clip of a shiny Fletchling that actually took place here. Now that you're aware of exactly the range of where we can go and exactly what Pokemon could possibly show up, let's specifically talk about the Pokemon we're going for. In Wild Zone 4, there are Pokemon that are going to be standard whether it's daytime or nighttime. No matter what time of the day, there are going to be 2 specific Pokemon that will show up in the zone no matter what. Those 2 Pokemon are going to be Ghastly and Spinarak. which will most likely be the most common amount of shinies that you'll be getting in the zone. I caught so many Spinaraks. We have a lot of clips of that. So you are going to be getting a ton of them as you are doing the fast travel method and consistently coming into here. Not only that, but you're going to be getting a bunch of Gastlys. Now, the Gastly has a big benefit because Gastly gets a Mega Evolution, which is Gengar. And the Mega Evolution is going to look exactly like this Gengar on my desk. Very white. It's very cool. Also, while we're on the topic of Gengar, and because I like to share all my products with you guys that I use during recordings and other things like that, Razer actually gifted me a bunch of Gengar items, which is really cool, from their product line. These are official Pokemon collabs. Look at these headphones. This is the Razer Kraken Kitty, so that's why I'm wearing it for this video. Very cool. They also have a mouse. Just want to show that so you guys can see. This is the Razer Cobra Gengar themed mouse. Pretty cool. It has the little ghost symbols with a Pokeball on it. Very nice. And finally, I have to show you guys this real quick before we continue, because this is so sick. Look at this mouse pad. Dude, it's a giant Gengar mouse pad. I'll link everything from Razer's store down in the description below. Yeah, this is really cool. I just want to show you guys. And so in case you ask, now you know. And that's what I'm using for this video. Oh, also, I just want to show you guys the sweatshirt from Uniqlo. I'm done. I'm done plugging everything. The habit that I do in this game is, as the time gets close to changing to night or day, I just drop down a quick hard save. That way, if there happen to be a shiny, it is saved and it can show back up when it becomes nighttime again. All right. Now, if you want to be an efficient fast traveler, what you need to do is simply just click on zone 4. Probably do it for about 10 times or 20 times, just non-stop. Just like this, it goes really fast on the Switch too. So you just have to open up and go to the right and select that. And you can keep doing this over and over again with your actual controller. Now, there is also another controller I'm going to mention in this video right now, is the 8BitDo controller, which, believe it or not, you can actually set the macro for this exact same thing. You can set the plus button, which opens up the map. The joystick will automatically draw you over to the side like this, and you can program the A. So the map just automatically moves on its own the entire night, and you can go to sleep while it completely fast travel cycles. So this can also be automated. I feel like there is a lot of automation going on, and the final method I'm going to mention is also going to have automation. Now, let's talk about the next method, which is the run and reset method for the zone. We already talked about how far the range of the fast travel is going to be when it comes to Pokemon. This method just ensures that you grab everything upon one fast travel. So you're going to walk in just like this, and by running, you are cycling and spawning all the Pokemon within 50 feet of your character. So we pretty much just spawned the entire zone here from front to back, because believe it or not, sometimes Honedge and other Pokemon spawn in the back corners. It's pretty interesting. So once you're done with that, what I like to do is I just walk right out of here. Hopefully you don't die on camera. I just walk right out of this gate over here, like this, open up your map, and then we click on the fast travel again, and we are back. And pretty much what this is doing is just ensuring that you're going through the entire zone and making sure to cycle every single spawn. Is this necessary? Probably not. You can just stay and do the regular fast travel method, but some people like to be thorough, and that is a thing. Also, another quick tip about fast traveling. When you do fast travel, sometimes you may get a shiny that you may not see from the front gate, so you can quickly head over to the side. For example, what if Ekans was shiny? That's a hard Pokemon to see, by the way, during the daytime, because it blends into the color of the grass, so you want to be aware of things like that. Now, as I mentioned before, the day and night cycle is a little bit dangerous if you're specifically trying to go for specific Pokemon, as if they are different species and swap out because of the time of day, you could lose them if you don't save. And our automation process, if you're using a macro controller, won't be really helpful unless you program a save to happen every time you do a fast travel, which is definitely not efficient in any capacity. However, there is one method you could do to get a bunch of maximized spawns inside of your game, and this is going to be the door method. However, it's going to cover a small portion of the map, but it's still going to reset for shiny. So let me show you exactly where we're going to go for this. It's literally right next to the zone. It's the Sushi High Roller Restaurant right over here. And now you might be wondering, what is the purpose of entering a door like this? Well, as you can see, as I'm yapping right now and I've been talking to you, the time on the top left of the screen has been ticking away and ticking away. If you're doing regular fast travels, that goes away pretty quick. If you're doing even running through the zones, the run and reset method, that's going to eat the time even more. So if you want to go to sleep and have an automation running, then the Sushi High Roller Restaurant is for you. Now, essentially what happens when you enter into here is you go in like this, you come back out, And when you come out, the Pokemon outside are all going to refresh and cycle through. So you're going to get new spawns completely. So essentially, all you have to do for this part, which is pretty simple, is just hold the down button, so joystick down, and then you're gonna spam A. So that's all you're doing. I'm holding this on camera. This is literally all you're doing. However, this is gonna probably hurt your finger a lot, and we've already talked about this in our other videos. So if you have a pro controller or any, third-party controller, you can just simply do this just like that, angle the joystick down, so that way you can just go in and out the restaurant and keep pressing A with one hand and just chill, right? That's the method by the door. Whoa, jump scare. We just got back to the game. Hello, Gastly. So now you know that's exactly how you get through the door over and over again to cycle your spawns, and this is going to slow down the time tremendously, so that way you can go to sleep IRL with no issues, and then you can wake up in the morning and you're still like, it's still nighttime in the game and you haven't really missed any spawns. That's the nice approach about this. Okay, now let's talk about what is the purpose of this specifically and what Pokemon can you get shiny from this. Well, if we go ahead and open our map and we're drop down our pin like this, we're gonna do our testing. So we're gonna see that the pin is located here, and we said 50 meters is our range, right? Take a look at this. We're already in the zone, and so what this is gonna do is cover an entire area of the zone. Basically, the bottom left square is pretty much covered by that restaurant, coming in and out that restaurant. And you know what Pokemon spawn in that square? Well, Pokemon like Gastly and our lovely Honedge that spawns in at night, which is really freaking cool. So you have a way of also getting shinies passively while you are sleeping or not paying attention if you don't want to do the fast travel reset method. That is a strategy for you to do. So let me know which shiny Pokemon you're going to be hunting for. And of course, every single product I did talk about in this video, I'm going to just drop a link in the description down below if you're interested in it. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next shiny guide, which you should click on right over here. And don't forget to subscribe.